Well, good morning, everyone. Let's start things off by confirming the cows are now awake. Brandon T. Jones whispered them to make sure that they had a nice, gentle wake-up call this morning.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
No one wants to be waking up to 100.
No. You got to come in easy. So, this is what we're doing this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Welcome to Wednesday. I'm Channing Curtis.
And I'm Tim Pham. We don't want to put you to sleep, though. We want to get the day going. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick joining us to let us know more about today's forecast. And Thomas, you're also tracking Bloomsday, and it looks like the rain chances are increasing.
Rain chances for Bloomsday to increase. By the way, quick question. For your alarm in the morning, is it that harsh alarm or is it something a bit more gentle?
Both.
Gentle and light.
Channing said both.
I need the gentle wake up and then the hard, get up now.
Yes, yeah. I have both.
Yeah, for me, it's just a bit of music to just get me going in the morning. So whatever it takes to either ease you into the day or maybe you got to hit the ground running here. It is mostly cloudy at the moment. Temperatures are on either side of the freezing mark. Spokane actually one of the warmer locations at 36 degrees. Meanwhile, our neighbors at Coeur d'Alene 32 and off to our north plenty of 20. So there are plenty of cool spots for the inland northwest this morning, so you will need to grab that jacket. It's going to be another decently cool-ish day, but our temperatures are trending in the right direction for the back half of the week. We're going to go close to 60 this afternoon, and I got a couple dry and warm days ahead later on this week, but not for Bloomsday, and we'll cover that in a bit more detail coming up.
On Up with KREM, we bring you weather and traffic together. Here's a live look outside right now as we take a look at conditions here on your morning commute. Right now, I just took a look at krem.com/traffic, where we do have a interactive traffic map where you can see where incidents pop up throughout the day. Right now, things are okay on the roads. I even checked the mountain passes and things are looking good this morning on this Wednesday. If anything changes, we'll be sure to keep you updated here on Up with KREM.
Well, this morning we have new information in the case against Bryan Kohberger. He's the man that's accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students in 2022.
Newly filed court documents show the prosecution alleges that Kohberger's alibi does not meet the legal standard for admissible evidence. Last month, Kohberger submitted an updated alibi saying he was out driving that night near Wawawi Park in Whitman County. The prosecution argues that the alibi is too vague as it does not put him in a specific place. Kohberger's attorney says they plan to bring forward an expert on cell phone tracking to support the alibi. The prosecution says showing Kohberger's phone was not near the scene of the murders does not prove he was not there. The prosecution is now asking the judge to not allow the defense to present the alibi during the trial, except for Kohberger's own testimony.
Later this month, in just about 2 weeks, there will be a hearing to decide if the case is moved out of Latah County. But the prosecution has filed a motion to close that hearing to the public. So tomorrow there will be another hearing to decide if that future hearing stays open to the public. Kohberger's defense is arguing he cannot have a fair trial in Latah County as the jury pool is biased against him. But the families of the victims say that they want the case to stay there. That hearing begins at 10 tomorrow morning.
6:04, addressing homelessness and filling the gap in the city's budget deficit are goals for Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown. She discussed her plans in her inaugural State of the City address yesterday afternoon. Brown says the city is moving away from large congregate shelters. She claims they are not successful for people in them. She noted this week the city council amended its contract with the Salvation Army at the Trent shelter and are downsizing. Brown says the city is instead adopting a model that starts with outreach to unhoused people.
And the idea here is that individuals will come and stay with their own space for a limited amount of time while they are assessed and navigated in coordination with our many nonprofit providers who provide different but very important services in our community.
Brown says the city already conducted a shelter audit. This gives the city an estimate of available shelter space in Spokane. The mayor says those recommendations will be released in the next couple of weeks.
At 6:05, let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. Spokane police arrested a man they believe abducted a woman over the weekend. Police say 51-year-old Joseph Parisian took Amanda Pacotis from Airway Heights, a home there, last Saturday. She was found safe on Monday night after a SWAT standoff in East Central. Police arrested Parisian late last night. He's now being held in the Spokane County Jail. A man has died from a house fire in Newman Lake. Firefighters say that the home was entirely engulfed in flames by the time they even arrived. After several hours, they declared the home a total loss. The man's identity has not been released at this time, and the cause of the fire is now under investigation. In the meantime, U.S. Marshals and the Moses Lake Police Department are asking for your help finding a murder suspect who is considered to be armed and dangerous. 18-year-old Christopher Valle Maciel is wanted in connection with a Grant County murder that happened last November. U.S. Marshals are now offering a $1,500 reward for any information. So if you see him or if you know where he might be, you're asked to call the number there at the bottom of your screen. The man who shot a Spokane police officer back in June of 2022 has now been sentenced to 40 years in prison. Isaac Ott was found guilty of chasing a Spokane patrol car and shooting an officer twice. His accomplice, 65-year-old Ray Winecoop, was sentenced to more than 65 years in prison earlier this year. The officer did fully recover from his injuries, and that's a look at your morning rush.
New from overnight, just hours ago, pro-Palestinian protesters had a violent clash with counter-protesters at UCLA's campus. Dozens of people from both sides were seen physically fighting and throwing fireworks at the opposing side. At least one person was taken away in an ambulance. And late last night across the country, New York police moved into Columbia University, where protesters overtook a school building. It came after the deadline passed for protesters to leave.
Now, similar scenes are playing out at college campuses all over the country. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest from New York.
Confrontations overnight as NYPD officers moved in on Columbia University's main campus, climbing through a window to get protesters out of Hamilton Hall. Inside, police cleared chairs used as barricades, searching for the pro-Palestinian demonstrators who've occupied the academic building since early Tuesday.
We are part of a movement.
Columbia University's president asked the NYPD to come in and remove protesters from the campus, saying that the occupation of the building as well as the encampment pose a clear and present danger. Both school and local officials are blaming what they call outside agitators for escalating the tensions.
These people are not Columbia students. They are not affiliated with the university, and they are working to escalate the situation.
Police say they arrested dozens of protesters. In what's become a national movement, demonstrators are calling on universities to cut business ties with Israel, critical of its war on Hamas in Gaza. Also overnight, firecrackers and brawls broke out near an encampment at UCLA. At least one person was taken away in an ambulance. Back at Columbia, police say students still at the camp could be charged with trespassing or disorderly conduct. For those who broke into Hamilton Hall, more serious charges like burglary. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Now, in addition to possible charges, Columbia University students involved could also face expulsion or suspension, and seniors could even be ruled ineligible to graduate. Now, just hours ago, the university sent an alert saying that it is limiting access to the campus to only students who live in residential halls and essential employees. Quote, the university says, until circumstances allow otherwise. Well, today, young farmers all over Spokane will be showcasing years of hard work.
This morning, our Brandon T. Jones is at the Spokane County Fairgrounds for the Junior Livestock Show. And Brandon, these students have put in so much work. It's really honestly impressive that they are able to tend to these animals and do this year round.
Extremely impressive, and I imagine when you are watching this, you're going to probably see some of those young farmers making their way through. We made our way outside to the Wash Center, and guess what? We've got some new individuals to speak with over here. We've got Kinsey, Alyssa, and Amelia, and so thank you all for joining us this morning. And how are you feeling?
Pretty good. I'm excited to be back here to enjoy the show.
Yeah, and so you're an intern, a college intern. You grew up with this type of environment, right?
Yeah, I showed at the junior show for 10 years in the beef barn over here, so was missing it and excited to be back and give back to the organization that helped make me who I am today.
Wow, look at that. I mean, come on, I'm blown away. All right, Alyssa, how are you feeling today?
I'm excited. How about you?
I'm pretty. How kind is that? I'm good. Thank you for asking that. Well, what is it like for you? You know, growing up in this environment, you raise a different type of animal, right?
No, I raise cattle too.
You raise cattle too?
Yep.
Okay, well, what is it like? You know, what is that experience like? What do you feel like life lessons you take away from this?
My family's always said that there's no better project for a kid than raising a steer. There's just so much responsibility in it. And I think kids really understand the importance of agriculture in doing it. So that's probably the most important thing.
The wisdom that's coming from these young ladies over here is impressive. And then, all right, we'll make our way down here. What do you raise?
Pigs.
Pigs. All right. So, see, I knew someone was raising the pigs out here. What is that like?
It's really good. It's a lot different from cattle and stuff like that, but it also teaches you a lot of lessons and responsibility as well.
Well, I can imagine. I ran into some hog farmers, some pig farmers earlier this morning, and I was, you know, being silly, I guess, because I've seen on TV before they seen, you know, some of the hog calling contests in Arkansas, and they get the suey. So I asked them if that's something you do. Is that something you do?
Definitely not.
All right. See, I was being silly, but all right. Well, I appreciate you all. And then, what is your favorite part about all of this? You know, I know there's a lot of hard work as well, but is there any rewards that go with it as well?
Definitely so. Seeing your hard work pay off, as you said, and then also seeing the people you only see at the shows maybe a couple times a year, which have become my best friends and have been the best connections in the show world.
Yeah. All right. Well, they're giving me the wrap right now, so I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for waking up early and talking with me. They're awesome. Come support these individuals. If you're interested in, you know, buying some of these Junior Livestock animals, this is the place to do it. So we'll toss it back to you all in the studio, and thank you again.
I think that's only during the Arkansas football games, Brandon, where they do that kind of call. But good to get that sorted out, right? All right, we take you outside. A bit of a cool morning here. Our temperature is just barely above the freezing mark here in Spokane, and it always makes a big difference. But there are a handful of locations, especially to the north, where it is a bit colder. But not tracking any rain or snow this morning. In fact, the sunshine just behind one of the clouds off to the east. I think that early morning sunshine will thin out that cloud cover just a little bit, and it might actually help our temperatures get a little bit warmer today compared to the last 2 days. A small change, but might be noticeable as we get up to 59 this afternoon in Spokane and 54 in Pullman. Last couple days have just been in the 40s, so a step in the right direction, and we are going to have a couple pretty nice days to finish off the week. Thursday and Friday looking a lot better, but Bloomsday, that got a lot colder as of my forecast for today. So we'll show you what changed and now how likely those rain chances are going to be for the big race this Sunday.